Shalom. First, I start off by giving all great honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise, brothers, but not the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and two brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson's title: The real amigos are in the faith. That's right. The real friends are the brothers and sisters that are in this faith. Okay, and of course, I'm using brothers in particular, because, Yahweh Shai, he's dealing with men, but you women are just as important too. You're very important. Okay, so keep the faith. Okay, let's go to 1 Peter 5 and verse 8, and then we'll continue to discuss this lesson further. It reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour." Now, the devil that the Bible speaks of, okay, is Esau the Edomite, and the adversary is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. Okay, and one of those things that Esau used, one of the many tools that Esau used.
Honda had nothing to do with cheap times. Carlos's brother Smokey acted on his orders, not Honda's, and he's paid the price with his life.
Cheap times make for cheap lives, man. Lots of them.
You want a war? We're ready. Believe me, we'll win.
Was to keep, Jake separate, okay, not only from each other, but from also the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and his only begotten son, the Mashiach, okay, who were ignorantly called Jesus, okay, Yahweh Shai. He uses jealousy, malice, greed, envy, and has also given us, their own identity or their corporate identity, Black, Latino, African American, Mexicans, Guatemalans, so forth, etc., okay? And they've done a great job over the years of keeping us, at bay, okay, fighting each other, okay? And one of the things that you'd recognize right now, what's taking place here at Great Babylon in America, through all facet of their establishments, from the military to the presidency to just even the lowest level government structure, in these small towns, is that they're fighting amongst each other, okay, because they don't have the Holy Spirit on them, okay. They're not in the faith, okay. They're of the world, and this is where 2/3 of our people stand. This is the reason why you see, okay, and you probably saw a video with the arrest of the Northern Kingdom lady in the airport. And even to this day, you still have so-called black, saying it's none of my business. Okay, there's that animosity. There's that, y'all stood on the side while, we got beat down or we got shot in the street. Well, the reality is that the only thing really what happened was that the so-called blacks got more television time, okay, and the cameras on the so-called blacks more than the Latinos. Because we're the hair tribe, okay? The house of Judah is the hair tribe, okay? So when you let's take for example, if you go to a concert like let's say the Rolling Stones, who do you see on the stage, or who's everybody focus on? They're focused on Mick Jagger, okay? When you went to go see the Jackson 5, who you focus on? Okay, Michael Jackson, okay? Because he is the leader, the lead singer, okay, the one that really opens the show and that really gets the show going, okay. So this is what Judah is, okay. The house of Judah is about that, okay. So we always the one that springs out in action, okay, speak up against the injustice of the so-called white man towards us, okay. And yes, the other tribes are going to benefit, okay. The Northern Kingdom, okay, is going to benefit from what the Southern Kingdom does, but we can look and see, okay, with spiritual eyes, that we are all in the same hellish hole called Great Babylon America, okay. And this man, okay, he watches us and he watches how we interact with each other, okay, and uses that as a means to continuously keep us separate, not only from coming together, but also from coming closer to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's go into the book of John 15, starting verse 12. It reads, "This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you." This is the Mashiach speaking. "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you." You take a look at the diverse men that are out there preaching this gospel. And I'm not talking about IUIC and the rest of these camps out there that are, marching and doing foolishness to be seen of men. I'm talking about the real brothers, okay? Okay, starting with the elder apostles all the way down to the brothers that are, maybe in a group by themselves, or maybe, just starting their first video, okay? But true brothers, true friends, true amigos, okay? Okay. These are the ones that are out there, standing on the front line, is not selling out, okay? It's not looking at the Judite brother is not looking at the Ephraim brother with hatred, okay, and vice versa, okay? You're not looking at your Native American brother or the tribe of Gad brother with hatred, okay? We understand that we all had differences out there, and that's part of the curse of Deuteronomy 28. But we can look and see right now, we're coming to that home run, man, okay? We're seeing a foe, a oppressor, being laid down by the Lord. It says, henceforth I call you not servants, but a servant knoweth not what his Lord knoweth, do it. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. So the Mashiach, he did not hold secrets, okay? And this is the reason why the Most High probably did not give him, the hour and the time that he was going to send him back, okay, to execute judgment on this earth, because he probably would have told us, okay, and we would know, oh yeah, in the year 2032 or whatever the case is like that, this is going to happen on this day and that time, which means Esau would have known, would also know too, okay? So basically, he's parted the way, or given each, okay, of those that he has called, okay, a particular portion that they have to go out and do what? Yes, continuing, it says, ye have not chosen me, but I've chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. There's not one camp, okay, that is executed out there on the highway in the Bible, and even on this unicorn, when we bring up lesson, that when we always talk about, okay, who are the Hebrew Israelite, doesn't matter if it's a brother from the Southern Kingdom or the Northern Kingdom, what do we say? So-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, Hispanic, okay? That's the amigo. That's the friendship way of thinking. This is brotherly love right there, because we're not being exclusive all black, we're not being exclusive all so-called Latinos or so-called Hispanics or so-called Native American, okay? And although most of the camps are made up of so-called Negroes, okay, we express that the Northern Kingdom tribes, okay, starting from Mexico all the way down to the tip of Argentina, okay, and the speckled bird across the world, if their seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it doesn't matter what your outside appearance look like, okay? This is the book of Ezekiel 37, start verse 16, it reads, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. So right now it's separate, Northern and Southern Kingdom, okay? And this is the biggest fear, okay, of Esau right now. But see, he's thinking about it in a more carnal way, that if they get together, they're going to get guns and, and they're going to come and rob and they're going to do all these things like that. And it's like, no, we come and we tell our people, this is not a physical war. This is a spiritual war, because there's no way in hell we can take on Esau. It doesn't matter if all of us come together right now. We all come together and go get our M4s or M16 or whatever the hell you get of the AR and go there and try to take on Esau. Yes, it's just send one drone up in the sky, and you know how cruel and evil this man is like that. He doesn't care if collateral damages, okay, happen to his people. You can see he doesn't care what happened to them right now, as he's firing Jakes and causing Jakes to lose their ability to feed their family right now. Well, it's impacting a lot of these doggone Edomites, okay? So you can tell the cruelty of this man. So we would never bless or meant to come up physically against Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. We can't beat him, okay? And that's just all there is to it. Continuing, it says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou now show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus said the Lord power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. So at some point in time, we are going to merge into what is known as the kingdom of Israel. Okay, not the state of Israel where everybody's so-called Jewish. Okay, come on, what happened to the other 11 tribes? I mean, seriously. It says, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and gather them on every side, and bring them in their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king should be king to them all, and there should be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. So we're going to become one kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and this is what Esau fears, and he has a right to be fearful. Okay, but not in the carnal way that he's thinking right now, which is these low level Edomites. They're thinking, oh, if they get together, they're gonna prance up the place and like that. And if you talk to 2/3 about us coming together, you can see the numerous videos out there. Okay, we should all come together, and when we come together, they can't stop us. Yes, they can. Okay, this is not about coming together carnally against this man physically. Okay, this is a spiritual collection that Yahushua is going to bring us all together. Okay, in the kingdom of heaven. When you go into the book of John 10 at verse 25, it reads, Yahushua answered them, I told you, and you believe not. Because he's talking to these Pharisees, and he's talking to the people around him who just they don't believe anything. This guy, they don't believe us. Okay, they didn't believe him. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. Okay, and who is his sheep? The 130 elect. Okay, he explains it right here. He says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me no matter what. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. There is a select amount. I don't know. None of us know the true numbers of Hebrew Israelites. We could be 2-3 billion. We don't know. Okay, but 1/3 of whatever that number is, Yahweh is given to Yahushua. Okay, and he is going to protect that flock that's given to him. Okay, and the other 2/3, basically, these are the ones that are out there that are part of the world that Esau has been able to devour mentally and physically. Okay. And that's the reason why, okay, they're shunned by the Lord Yahweh Shai. They're not amigos, okay? They're not friends, okay? Let's close out the book of Obadiah, because this is a fear of Esau right here. The elites know this, and we bring this out all the time. Let's go into verse 15. It reads, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shai is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it should be done unto thee. We could go into a whole lot of graphical things. And, for the last couple of months, I have not been able to put up some of the graphics that I want to put up, because if keep taking the videos down, or they want to give, threaten with a strike or whatever the case is like that. So we already know we're dealing with hypocrites. And so, keep it as PG as possible. Thy reward shall return upon them, thine own head. We could think about slavery. We could think about the beating, the oppression, the rape, murder. We're not going to do those harsh things to them as far as, pedophilia and sodomy and all those things like that. But we are going to beat the living crap out of these Edomites, okay? And whoever else helped them, okay, in our oppression. For us ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Shai had spoken it. So see, this is what the end result is going to be when we become one nation, okay, in the kingdom of heaven. Esau is going to be devoured, and the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to obliterate him out of existence. When I say him, I'm talking about the so-called white race. So there it is. The real amigos are in the faith. Okay? And this is a diverse set of brothers out there on the highway and the byway preaching the true gospel, the true doctrine. and there's no malice between any of us. Lord willing, the lack was satisfied, of course, by giving all word on it to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, Shalom.